what up, y'all, man? This is Drunken in the Sun with John. I said John?
John.
John? No, it's Tom. Tom and Joe. God damn, how drunk am I? Hey, guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just drinking. Screaming, I deserve this. What did he deserve? Fuck!
Like and subscribe so you get the notifications when we do drop something. Probably pretty fucking lame. But anyways, check it out. Drunken in the Sun, podcast about anything and everything under the sun.
Oh, your Boston trip.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
How was that?
It was great. I'm very impressed with how much I liked it. To be honest with you, I think for me it's because it's such a historic place. Like Boston's been around since 1630. So
that's the establishment.
Yeah, I guess. So it's been around for 200 more years than
it's
Ohio.
one of the
it's 13 original
colonies.
Yeah, exactly.
Massachusetts.
And I just found it fascinating. They had a lot of they have a lot of old shit from this era almost still down there. So it was just really, I loved it. There's we stayed in Salem.
The witch hunts?
Yep, exactly.
So did you see some witches being burned?
No. They don't do that anymore. They've embraced the witches.
No.
Because every street corner's got some kind of witch shop anymore.
Really?
Yeah, for spells and altar shit. And,
really?
Yeah. They've really touristed the witches. They have. But I mean it's cool. We went into a bunch of those shops, but they have a memorial for everybody that was hung as a witch. So they have they have an actual cemetery from that time. They have 1,600 stones up, stones from that long ago still standing up.
Really?
Right?
1,600?
Yeah. Well, not 1,600, but from 1,600.
Oh, 1,600.
Yeah, but in some of the older, really old ones, they have pathways that you have to stay on because
what happens? The witch get you?
No, they'll just kick you out because they don't want you getting up to the old shit, right? But they have paths going through there. But right beside one of them, that graveyard would have housed the people that were hung by witches, but they don't know where they're because they're probably an unmarked grave somewhere or burn up or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, they're not putting them in graves. No. They probably just tossed it out. Yeah. They're like, just get rid of this. Someone comes along with a broom, sweeps out the ashes. Yeah. What about her teeth, sir? Can I have those? They're witches' teeth. Why would you want them? No reason. He's testing them.
See if he's got some power.
Yeah, it might be something there.
Yeah, but no, exactly. So they've since built this little memorial for them, so they each have their own stones.
Really?
And so every single one of them, but that one guy was hung. All of them got hanged. It tells how they died.
So
that one guy.
What about the one guy?
Well, if you've seen Drunk History, Tom's favorite show.
Yeah, I can't remember it. I remember parts of it.
That's the only reason I know this story. I heard it there first. One guy, he wouldn't confess as a witch, so they put a board on him and just loaded rocks on it until it smashed him. So that's how he died. Being pressed. Wow. They call it pressed to death. So
yeah, that sucks.
I mean...
Would that suck?
It would suck.
It doesn't hurt yet, governor!
But...
Shove more!
No, but that's what's badass about that guy. The story is he would just say, they would you want to confess?
I'm not a fucking witch!
They're you're gonna confess, blah, blah, blah. And he'd just be more weight. And he just kept telling them to load him up. And that's why
he knew he was dead.
Yeah, he was dead anyways.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be dead regardless. Mm-hmm. Because one of them did confess. Because they thought it was gonna
and then they killed it.
Yeah.
They're like, it's a witch, get him!
We knew it!
We knew it! They're like, well, they didn't survive, so I guess they weren't witches.
I mean, that's the way they thought a lot of the time.
It's so stupid. Yeah. And he's sitting down going, I know I'm not a witch. Just load it up. I'm going to prove it. How are you going to prove it? By dying.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Everyone else like, no, sir, I'm not a witch. No, stop batting me.
They got
fucking whacked. Yeah. They're like, well, you see, she was a righteous person by the screams.
But that... Dude, that's
fucked up, man.
That is fucked up, but it's pretty much true. Pretty much.
That's what happened, probably.
But
I know, I'd be screaming my head off. I'm being burned alive.
Exactly.
Dude, have you ever burnt your finger? Imagine that your whole body.
At once.
And it starts first like there, and then starts catching. You're like, shit! It's like sort of going, not really. You're like, it really fucking sucks. Like your clothes are on fire first, and they're not really fully burnt. They get stuck to you. You're like, fucking Christ, just kill me already.
Yeah.
That would suck. That's what people did to each other back then.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
It is fucked up. But there's a lot of just very fascinating old history stuff. Another crazy thing about Boston, which if you've ever been to a legalized state, it is like you're walking into the fucking Wild West. Because you're just like, we were at a hotel. As soon as we walk out the hotel, you smell weed. That's another thing that's crazy about it. But I just really wish it was less touristy. Because they really bank in on the witches now.
Now, did you get some killer seafood while you were there?
No, I didn't. What? Because nobody liked seafood. I did have
fish. Oh, isn't that frustrating? I know, yeah. And it's so, you go like somewhere on the coast and nobody wants to eat fish. You're like, are you kidding me? This is why we're here. To get oysters, clams, fucking halibut. We can't get this shit home.
Exactly.
And then, you know what everybody wants? Anywhere you go, no matter where the fuck you go anywhere, first thing response, let's get Mexican food.
Because it is good.
It's good, but it all tastes the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Yes.
If I'm in Massachusetts, I want some lobster. I want some fucking crab cakes. Crab cakes.
Yep.
I want some fucking fish. Some shit out of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
Some shrimp.
Nothing. I had fish and chips though, so I had fish, and it was really good. We ate at an Irish pub.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And then we ate at another place. Both times I basically got fish and chips, and they were good. But the one thing I wish I did and I didn't do was I was walking down the street, and this guy in a top hat is like walking.
Wait. You saw a guy with a top hat on? Was this a Renaissance Day?
No. He's all kind of dressed up. He was a ghost tour guide. And that day I was wearing my Halloween skull shirt, and he singled me out from like 20 yards away. He's like staring me down walking, right? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Did he have a cape on? You gotta be kidding me.
He had a top hat and a cane at least.
Oh my God!
And he came up to me, he was like, Dr. What the fuck? Dr. Goddamn, starts with a K.
Crazy.
Connick or something like that. And he did ghost tours. There's a fuck ton of people that do ghost tours.
Really?
Yeah, and they all like advertise on the street.
What's a ghost
tour? They do ghost and witch tours. The witch tours just go through, this is where this happened. And they end in the graveyard, basically, where everybody's dead. But the ghost ones talk about like ghosts that are supposed to be in different buildings and what happened and shit like that. And I really wish I would have done one of those because I thought that would be cool.
Should have went with the guy at the top hat.
Exactly. I should have. I joked about it the whole fucking time. I said I should call up the doctor and see if we can get a fucking tour and shit. We never did it. We should have done it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you should have.
But when we went...
That would have been hilarious. A vampire touring you on fucking ghost. It sounds like he's dressed like a vampire.
A little bit. Yeah, it was a little bit of vampire.
Top hat, a fucking cane, a cape? Who dresses like that? Vampires.
But in Boston, because Salem is now basically a
he
suburb.
Had so much fucking sunscreen on. I can't let it touch me. It sounds like a vampire, Joe.
That was not what happened. But Salem is basically a suburb of Boston now. We stayed in Salem. Boston's just so big, it's basically sucked it up, basically.
Yeah.
But when you go down to Boston, you see guys in tri-corner hats and shit. Because they also do fucking tours in Boston.
So they're doing it in costume.
In costume. The guys in Boston are.
It sounds like the guys in Salem are too.
yeah.
Dude, wearing a top hat and a fucking cane.
I mean, you're right. Because
and a cane. Who the fuck really does that?
I saw this chick.
Besides vampires and cosplayers.
Because I saw a chick in Boston. She was all like dressed out, you know.
Like a winch?
Yeah, basically.
Her tits hanging out.
Had an umbrella and shit. But she had a microphone with a speaker on her belt.
Speaker on her stomach?
Well, it was like attached on her belt or around a lanyard or some shit. But she had a speaker on her.
Hello.
But they were taking people around the different cemeteries and shit like that.
Hey, would you guys like to come over here in my car? They talk like that, like, hey, this fucking bar had 4 ghosts in it.
I didn't hear much of that, but maybe it's just because I was in such a tourist populated area.
Oh, maybe. You're hearing normal people.
Normal people. I was like, why ain't they talking? That's what I'm here for.
All the townies are sitting there smoking. Yeah. Like, look at him by the bar. They think it's so fucking cool, ma. Like this guy. I can't do a Boston accent.
I can't either.
All I can do is ma car. Go far. Go far with the ma in a car.
They leave
She's
out
in the bar.
Right,
yeah, that's
something.
So that's all Boston, I can do is that.
I mean, it's a beautiful fucking city regardless. They have statues all over the place too. They got saw Samuel Adams' grave.
Oh, really?
Saw Paul Revere's grave.
Really?
Saw John Hancock's grave.
You mean Herbie Hancock?
Yes. I said that when I was there.
Did you?
Yes.
Somebody liked it?
It looks like
everyone looks at you like, are you kidding me?
The funny thing is, he signed his name so big, he's like, fuck England.
Yeah.
His tombstone is shaped like a big penis. Yeah, it is. Put it up. I got a picture of it. Looks like a giant dick.
That's hilarious.
Has his face on the top.
Does it? It's spewing out.
No, it's not. No.
It's like shooting out his face, like, hey.
That's no, it's just on the top. Like his head's right here on the top. But yeah, I mean it does. And I was like, that's very convenient. His giant monument looks like a dick.
He's like, fuck you.
Yeah, but they have some sweet tombstones, like really fucking badass skull and crossbones and shit on top.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy because in those cemeteries, like
the club skull and crossbones?
No, like
or they're doing like a pirate's?
Yeah, like a pirate flag.
And this is like an 1800s
tombstone? 17.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The artwork is just crazy on the shit. And some of them are very well preserved.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucked was all the fucking walking. Because we walked everywhere. But, I mean, everything's within walking distance, but you just walk a lot.
You walk like 20 miles in one fucking day.
Basically. But
the marathoners are there going, this ain't shit.
I want to go back when the marathoners are not there.
Really?
Because I don't even want to get into the marathon right now, but
okay,
it was going in. The marathon, we were there for the Boston Marathon. My wife's dad, he ran it. But I'll talk about that later. But I did go to the Satanic Temple, and I was very disappointed. I'm
sorry, Tom. I was expecting naked virgins being slaughtered in front of me. Their blood coming down, people drinking it.
No.
Instead, some guy going, would you like a brochure?
Basically. But I didn't want that. I just expected it
Who's the guy that invented it?
I don't know, but
California
I was expecting it to be like a church, like a temple. It was a fucking house with a flag on the side. That's not a temple.
I mean, now in all fairness, I've seen Christian churches that too.
Yes,
but now in all fairness as well, if you think you're like, you know how churches get like assistance from the government and shit like that, and they get like tax free and shit like that.
Yeah.
If you apply as a Satanist, I don't think it's going to be the same response.
I don't think so either.
They're like, hey man, we love Satan and everything he does. He promotes mischievous shit, but we love the fuck out of it, and we're gonna worship him. Wait, you're gonna do what? Yeah, we're gonna worship him. Wait a minute, I guess can't be any worse than David Koresh, right?
But I hear Satanists don't really worship Satan. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I don't either. I've only heard bullshit that people say. I mean, I think the ones that say what I consider bullshit is because they're trying to sound more intelligent about it than it really is.
Yeah.
Like it's just really going, hey guys, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
However you want, whatever you want. But then they'll church it up, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
Be like, hey man, it's really about this and the universe and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, but everybody knows Satan is bad. Now, granted, it is a Bible saying Satan's bad.
Yeah.
Who's to say Satan
is
really the good guy? There's always a second side. Satan's like, I'm really not that bad. Had a couple drinks, fuck Jesus' wife, and whatever happened.
Got kicked out. Oh shit! But
he's like, I'm not even Lucifer. I'm Satan, and they say we're the same. He's getting my clout. It's like that fucking Lucifer guy didn't do shit. I did everything, and then he gets all the credit? Jesus Christ!
But I was very underwhelmed because it was just a black house. They did have the house of the guy.
It sucked. It was a black house. That's what you say, man.
They did have the guy his house that accused everybody of being witches. It's still around.
Oh, how convenient.
They still had
like,
that
this
guy.
was our savior. All them people. He told us they might be witches. Well, what happened to them? They all died. Well, so they weren't witches? No. So he killed them for no reason?
But there was a...
Well, it was his tax collector, his sheriff, his mistress. We don't know how she got in there. He said they were all witches and they had to be burned alive. And he said the only way to be proven that they're not witches is if they die.
Yeah.
What happens if they are witches? Then they die. We kill them all. He's like framing people that are like owing money and shit like that.
You never know.
I can see that.
Yeah,
some guy's like, dude, I hate my life. My wife might be a witch. and the townspeople believe it.
Exactly.
I think that might have happened. Or some woman is like, you know what? My husband is a piece of shit.
Well, a lot of guys did die, yeah.
As he's beating her, she's like, I'm going to show him.
He's a witch.
He's a witch. Look what he did to me.
He didn't even touch me.
He didn't even touch me. He did his mind. He's like, what? Strike him up. I bet that happened, though. I would not doubt it.
I think
how many witches died?
20 by execution, but more people died in prison too. But by execution,
they didn't make the execution.
They didn't make it to execution.
They were almost there.
they almost made it, but they didn't. And I guess like 20 of them, 19 of which got hanged. The last guy got squished.
Well, they didn't get burned?
No, they didn't get burned.
Why do they say they did this?
Probably in medieval times.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a fucking beautiful area. I really want to go back.
Minus the dead corpses.
Well, I'm fascinated by the whole history. I love it. I think that's why I liked it so much.
Yeah.
Because I love history. So, like, they have a bunch of historical buildings, statues of historical people, all the fucking cemeteries, which I do the cemetery bullshit anyways. Like, I was in fucking
You call it bullshit, whatever.
It was an amazing trip. I loved it. It's on the coast. We couldn't find it. We went out on fucking Cape Cod, though.
Cape Cod?
We never fucking saw the ocean.
What?
We tried to find it, but we couldn't because of all the roads on Cape... It's the Hook. It's the Hook of Massachusetts.
That's the Hook.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Cape Cod's the Hook. We were driving out there, but the roads are so far in the middle, you never see the ocean. Until you get to basically the point of the Hook. But we never made it that way because we gave up.
It's a one-way. You can only go straight. We're going to go in the ocean. Well, that's the price.
But yeah, they took me around because they have actual family in the area that were they're relatives of Mayflower people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have people that they've traced back to the Mayflower. So
they took you all the nice spots to eat and everything like that?
No, they took me to all the gravestones and stuff.
Oh, how morbid. Hey, Joe, you want to see some gravestones?
I had a blast.
I would love to see that.
Exactly. I was stoked. I didn't do any video or anything, but I took a lot of pictures. And you'll probably see a fuck ton of them back there because I talked about basically everything I took a picture of. So check out Boston if you haven't went.
Boston.
I mean, check out the sweet Boston hoodie.
It does look nice, though.
It's nice. It's nice. It was only $25.
I like the colors.
It was $25.
And it's sewn in.
Yeah. I like
so it ain't coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those letters ain't coming out.
Not at all.
Yeah, cut them out.
They won't come out. No.
Till that shirt's like 15 years old and be like, I'm going to cut the sleeves off and be Rocky.
But check it out if you ever get the chance. Check out Boston. It's a great time.
Better than Ohio.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to Drunk of the Sun. This is Joe and Tom.
Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody. Like and subscribe.
Thank you all for subscribing and liking. From Drunk on the Sun, the podcast about everything and anything under the sun.
So check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram.
We're posting new shit every week.
See ya.